Good morning guys, welcome back to my allotment diaries. My name is Emma, these are the allotment diaries. Thank you for joining me today, particularly today because we are on what feels like day 530 of a heat wave. It is hot, it is hot. Yesterday got up to 35 in London, where I am. South London is where I am, and we hit 35 degrees. And then last night the temperature didn't drop below like 22, and that means that this morning, it's before 9 o'clock right now, and it's already 27 degrees Celsius. So it's just not cooling down even at night time, which means the temperatures are just rising and rising and rising to the point where it is now pretty unbearable. I was halfway walking here and then I just thought, what am I doing? I shouldn't be coming to the allotment in this weather. Lucky for me, most of my allotment plot is actually in the shade. And it's on hot days like this where I really notice the benefits of that. And I'm quite thankful to have quite a lot of shade. The whole of this sort of side of the plot, and then most of that plot is in the shade in the morning time. And as the sun comes round, all different bits get more sun, but it's the greenhouse that's in the sun all the time. And I'm a little bit worried that it's too hot in there. So going to try and put something over some of the windows to try and cool it down a little bit. I haven't even ventured into there yet, my goodness. I'm not sure if I can. Can't do any strenuous jobs today. Yesterday I came here, I think I just watered, took out the peas, maybe cut some of the sweet peas, and when I got home I got a massive headache which turned into a migraine, which meant I went to bed at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon and didn't wake up until 7 this morning. So migraines are no joke, and this kind of intensity of heat and humidity, it does bring it on quite badly. So I need to take it easy. Make sure I take it easy, guys. Please don't let me stay here for like 6 hours. You know what I'm like when I get carried away. I think the first thing we're going to do is try and cool down the greenhouse. So let's go and venture over there. All right, come on guys, we can do this. Be brave. Oh my goodness, okay, it is hot. It is hot. It is 37. It is 37 degrees in here already. The door has been open all night long. Both the windows have been open. It is still 37. So I need to cool it down a little bit. You might be like, why? Why do you? It's a greenhouse, it's supposed to get hot. It is supposed to get hot, but obviously when it gets this hot, when it's like 38 degrees at 9 in the morning, it must be close to 50 degrees in here in like midday sun. Like, surely they're just going to dry out and die and stuff. Like, honestly, I need to put something over this side and just block the sun a little bit. I think I know what to do. The spider had just jumped out of that on me. I think that'd be it. I'll be going home. It'd be the end of the vlog. That's actually worked a lot better than I thought. So it allows the light in still, obviously, but there's a little bit of shade there for the plants. And actually, the tomatoes have just gone into a little bit of shade. I just saw them turn from bright sun to sort of shade. I don't know, I think that's what they need, to be honest. I think what they really need is water. I think everything just needs a good water. So let's go and do that. Already sweating and dying. Already dying. Just a quick tip while I remember. When you water your tomato plants, make sure that you get it right down to the roots. Don't just pour it over all the leaves, because you can get blight. Blight is a horrible disease that will just wipe out your tomato plants. And one of the causes of it is when you it gets too humid or something, gets too wet, and watering the leaves can bring on blight basically. So water the roots right down at the base. try and get your watering can right in there. Just a quick tip so you don't get blight basically. And I've had it before and honestly it is devastating. Literally just done some watering and I am melting guys. This is really going to be a very fleeting visit to the plot I think, or I am going to be ill. This sweet corn at the back, I did talk about it a little bit in my last vlog about the fact that something's eating it. Where's the scarecrow gone? Did he fall down? To be honest, I don't think the scarecrow would have done anything. I don't think it's birds, I really do think it's rats. But they are leaving it alone now and some of the tusks are coming back. Is it the tusks? Yeah, the top bit of the sweet corn, what's it called? The flowery bit. Yeah, some of them are starting to grow back, so I think there still might be hope for these sweet corn, but obviously not when they're looking like this and they're very, very dry. So what I'm going to do, sorry it's so dark, I'm sitting in the shade. I have to. I am perspiring like a tap. I could lean over those and water it myself, to be fair, with my sweat. What I'm going to do, I don't have a hose long enough. I need to do some research into a really long bendy hose that can reach all the way back there to my allotment, and I need to measure it to make sure I get the right size, because there's no point me getting it if it can only water half the plot. There's no point. I want it to go the whole way around, so I will look into that. But until then, I'm going to fill the wheelbarrow up with water. I'm just going to dump it on this bed and absolutely just soak it through, Oh my gosh, that was like the red arrows of the bird world. They flew in unison then. That was absolutely crazy. Really fast, high speeds. So I feel like I've just seen the bird equivalent of the red arrows. That was crazy. Right, let's do it. Good idea actually, really wet the ground. Yeah, I think I'm going to do another load of that. That worked quite well, I think. In terms of watering, guys, the optimal time to water is very, very early in the morning or quite sort of early evening. And it's because of loads of reasons. The sun will evaporate all the water if you do it midday. You can shock the roots of some of your plants. If it's very, very hot and then you just water the roots really intensely with cold water. There's so many reasons why that is the best time to water your plots. But what I will say is the very best time to water your crops is whenever you can. If you cannot water your crops early evening, I can't come down here in the evening. I've got family, I've got kids at home. I can't get down here early in the morning. The best time for me to water my crops is when I can, which is about 9 o'clock in the morning. So you know what? Sometimes with gardening, it needs to bend around you. The rules need to change for you. And as long as crops are getting watered and things are growing, you're probably doing it right. And I just say that on watering, but if you want to be like absolute optimal, early morning, early to late evening, best time to water. Right, let's get another wheelbarrow full. Unfortunately, what I want to do is put some holes into this tray so I can grow some of these, which are hollyhocks. My neighbour's got hollyhocks and they're the most beautiful flowers I've ever seen in my life. There they are, just over there. Can you see them? It's the red ones, the really, really tall red and pink flowers just popping up like that. Let me see if I can get a slightly closer look for you, because they are incredibly big. I didn't realise how big they grew. They are stunning, stunning flowers. But apparently they take 2 years to grow. So the first year they grow foliage and the second year they throw up their flowers. There they are. Aren't they stunning? Aren't they beautiful, beautiful flowers? He's just got loads and loads of them all coming up. And they come up every year, and every year I'm like, I really like those, I really want to grow them. But you know what put me off growing them? It was the 2-year wait for them. You've got to wait 2 years for them. And I thought, oh no, I can't wait 2 years. I've been on my plot for nearly 6 years. Like, I think I can wait a couple of years for some hollyhocks. So that's what we're going to sow today. It does say to sow them in their growing position, but actually I'm going to put them in a tray and then transfer them into their growing position, and then hopefully try and look after them for 2 years. Will I be able to look after them for 2 years before they flower? Questionable. We will find out. I won't be able to grow them at all if I don't put some holes into this though, so I'm going to use my suckers. All it needs is a few drainage holes, just so the water can drain. That's all it needs. Yeah, that'll do. Would have been easier with a drill because it makes a perfect hole, which is what it really needs. Oh, I don't want to crack the whole thing, oh gosh. It is working now. Should I cross it maybe? Oh yeah, that worked. Yeah, do some crosses. Right, I think that'll be okay. Yeah, I think that'll be okay. Right, let's fill her up. Don't have any compost here with me, like any shop brought stuff or made stuff, so what I'm going to do is just take it out of this bed. I always do that at the allotment to sow my seeds, and everything grows really well. And actually I guess because I'm using the compost because I'm using the soil that it's actually going to be planted out into, you know, like the same soil type, maybe they do better. I don't know. Is there any truth in that? In using the actual compost that it's going to go into eventually, because I guess then it gets used to its environment quicker. I don't know. There might be some vague truth in that. But this is all we've got, and that's why we're using it really. God, how people are still doing building work and drilling in this weather is beyond me. I guess you still got to work, haven't you? But my goodness, I feel sorry for them. Right, this is a Sutton's, is this a Sutton's pack? No, it's a Johnson's pack. So it comes with a little label, which is always useful for people like me who forget to label. Let's have a look at these seeds then, never seen these before. I love new exciting seeds, don't you? So, oh, these are exciting. Yeah, I guess I'd sort of expect it to look like that. Flower seeds are a bit odd, aren't they? There you go. I think flower seeds are odd like this because I think they're designed to blow away in the wind. So it's sort of quite light and it's quite flat, and I guess it will blow quite far like that. Is there any truth in that? Am I just guessing all these facts? I feel like I'm sort of guessing, but I feel like also they could be true. Right, let's sow all of them. Sow all of them, and then I'll just prick them out. I think I'm just going to do that. It says to sow from May to July. It says to sow where you need to transplant 60 centimetres apart from September to October. So what I'll do is I'll transfer them out in September. Alright, let's cover them over. Yeah, I'll prick them out in September then and pot them. Maybe I'll pot them on. I don't know if I'm going to pot them on yet. We'll figure it out together, guys. other job that I wanted to do today was to make some plant feed. Now I know I've gone on about different plant feeds that I use at the allotment, and it is true. I mean, some of the ones that you can buy are incredible. The Andermatt Home and Garden one was brilliant. It really helped out my courgettes. I love seaweed, liquid seaweed feeds for pumpkins. They love that, and they really just love it. All plants love seaweed, I think. Actually, I probably shouldn't say that. Most plants like seaweed, I believe. Seaweed feed is just amazing, but today I'm going to make my own, because the thing is plant feeds can be quite expensive. So we're going to use stinging nettles today to make a plant feed. Now there's loads of different variations on making plant feed. I think I saw in Gardener's World, Frances Tophill made one, and she put it in with loads of sugar and then like sealed it, and then it like she drains the juice from the sugar. We're not going to do that. We're just going to use water and stinging nettles because it's all we've got at the plot. And I've done it for years and it works really well. And then you dilute it. So first thing you need is a great big bucket like this, and then some stinging nettles. Right, here they are. I always leave a little patch of stinging nettles at my plot, not just for making plant feeds, but also for the wildlife. Apparently they love stinging nettles, so got a little corner here. Obviously they are quite stingy, so make sure you wear some gloves. I'm wearing these COOLJOB ones, which are waterproof, and they're also protective against things like stinging nettles and brambles. And if you want to get your hands on some, there's a discount code below, Emma Glove, and you can follow the link and you can go pick some up because they are brilliant. I wear them all the time. As small as we can here. Oh God, without stinging yourself. Fill it up with water, and then I'll just cover it over, and in a couple of weeks' time I'll be able to use it on my plants, and it's that easy. It's just gone to 41.7 degrees Celsius in here. That is absolutely crazy. Right, sorry about the end of this vlog. I've had to go onto my phone because the heat is draining my camera batteries. I've gone through 3 camera batteries in the space of like an hour, and normally I can go through like just one and do a whole vlog, but I've gone through 3. It's just my camera's heating up and it's draining it, so I've had to go onto my phone. But you know what? Look at me. Look at me. I'm done. So I'm going to go home as well. To be fair, I got more done today than I actually thought I would. I really didn't think I would do that many jobs, but actually it's okay in the shade. It's actually all right. I'm now dreading walking home because it's all in the sun and I'm going to melt. So I'm going to do that before, it's only 10 o'clock now. It's 41 degrees in here and it's 10 o'clock. That's insane. But yeah, it's only 10 o'clock, so I'm going to head home now just before it gets any hotter. And I hope you've enjoyed the vlog. I'll be back on Friday when hopefully this heat wave will have broken, and we'll actually be able to do some proper jobs, planting out some potatoes, planting out some more seeds, digging out some beds, weeding. So all the jobs that need doing that I just can't do in the heat. And before I melt, I'm going to say goodbye. So thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Bye.